Welcome back to welcome back to Sew and Tell, and it's episode 3. Now, thank you for all the suggestions on what to do with my hack square neck top, but you might be able to spot that I've got it on. So yeah, I've basically what I've done is I've marked out where I'd marked out the buttons. I poked holes through the centre of each one with my crocodile by We Are Memory Keepers, and then I mirrored them on the other side, and then I put eyelets in, or if in America I think they call them grommets. I don't know how well they're going to stay in, but yeah, that's what I've done on either side. Now, I don't know if I've laced it up right. For a garment, I think I've done it like an ice skate because that's what I'm used to, lacing up ice skates. So yes, I'm quite pleased with it actually. I probably could pull it a bit tighter. I don't know, but yeah, but at least now I could. Well, I must admit I haven't got a bra on, but I could wear it with a bra. You know, I'd probably, if I wore a bra with it, I'd probably put I've got a bra that the join isn't here. The join is more down here and then the cup comes up. Maybe I'd do that because if that pulls apart in the centre, you wouldn't just see a load of bra there. Maybe that's doing that because I need it a bit tighter. I'll get a bit closer so you can see what's going on. It's kind of gaping a bit. It's gaping basically where I needed that extra width, isn't it, on the bust area? So, but yeah, I think it looks quite nice. I'm really quite pleased with it, but like I say, I don't know how much these things are going to stay in. I don't think they've caught all that well, but worst case scenario, if they pop out, maybe I could get something else, but I don't think my crocodile is working properly. I had trouble when I got to the last hole, poking a hole through it. So yeah, but you know, I've got a top, which is nice, isn't it? Now, what is going on? Well, today England are in the final. And the football, if you don't know what I'm going on about, against Italy. Now, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I'm not feeling all that hopeful. You know, you don't know. 50-50 chance. You just never know with football. But I'm trying not to get too excited because I have been following, you know, the football and everything with what's been going on. And I've watched quite a number of the matches. I've watched all the England matches and quite a few of the others. I do get quite into the European and the World Cup tournaments. So yes, it's quite exciting. So some little things I'm going to be doing today. I'm probably going to be I'm hopefully doing a football kind of lunch, which I'm going to nip to the co-op in a moment to get a few supplies. And I'm going to get my cricket machine out and see if there's anything I can cut out, like England related. So I don't know if there's going to be any sewing going on. This I've literally just done before I came to film. So I have done something sewing related, but I've got some little things to show you. Right, you know, I was saying that I've got all this fabric that I want to do things with, and thank you so much for the suggestions I've had with regarding that as well. But I've actually gone on and I've made some little French knickers for Ottiline to match a dress, but they do look adorable together, don't they? And they're basically the same as the ones I made for Luna, but I used something different, this kind of stiff kind of lace, but they're exactly the same shorts, but these obviously look a little bit different because I think these look nicer. Do you? Yeah, they look lovely, don't they? So now Alfie still hasn't got any boxer shorts, and the reason being is I can't find that kit. Do you know the kit I bought? I've searched high and low. I have found, and I can't find the badge. I found the iron-on transfer, and I found something else that came with that, but I cannot find the rest of them. I can't find the instructions for my new iron either. So at the moment I can't make the iron cordless because I don't know what to do, which is unfortunate. So hopefully I'll find them, or I could look it up, see if there's any instructions anywhere. But you might like to see what I've made for myself with this fabric. well, I've made myself a little top. It probably looks like a skirt, but it's basically kind of, I call it a boob tube, but I think it's because it's called a Bordeaux. Probably something different again in America. I don't know the correct term. But basically how I got the measurement is, I knew what my bust measurement is. And, well, I took it into consideration with the bra on, even though I didn't know if I'd be wearing a bra with this. I might have to wear a bra. I don't know if you can see my nipples through it. That's why I've not come on with this on, because I wasn't quite sure. And well, actually, I will admit, I did do a little bit of filming, and I was wearing this, and I decided that was the intro, and I decided I couldn't decide if I could see my nipples or not, and my husband thinks you could, so I decided to scrap it and start again. When was that? It might have been Friday that I did that. So it's actually Sunday now. I'm kicking off this video now, Sunday, because I wasn't sure if I was showing you all my nipples. So hopefully you can't see them in this one, actually. Fingers crossed. I think this is a bit thicker than this. So basically I took my measurements with a bra, and I halved it. So that would be my front and back. But I added 2.5 inches each side. I didn't think about seam. I did sew with a 1/2 inch seam, but I just added 2.5 inches either side. I thought, yeah, I'll be able to get that on. Not either side. Yeah, 2.5 inches to each side, not either side of each piece, basically, if you understand what I'm saying. And I sewed with 1/2 inch. I did just pink the edges because I wasn't sure, obviously. It's a bit of a prototype. Well, actually, one of the edges was overlocked anyway, so I just left it. I pinked the other one. I don't normally do that in garments, pink, but I just thought it's a bit of a prototype. I've got loads of it. I could make another one if I needed to. And I actually, just to give myself a little bit of extra length, I cut a strip off the top, and I think I cut it about 2.5 inches. I think what you've got to consider is, think about what thickness of elastic you're using, double it for like either side, add a little wiggle room, and then add your seam allowance *2, and that's how you get a top piece. So that's a natural separate piece, and I cut it the same width, and it looks really pretty on. Maybe I will come in the video, or I'll take a photo, I'll show you, but I might have to think about some bra, some strapless bra or something, and yeah, just to hide my modesty, or some nipple covers or something. So that's where I'm at the moment. So sewing, what am I going to do next? I don't think... Well, I've really got to think about that project I'm doing for the 100-year celebration. So I've got to do that because that's got a deadline for August. But obviously if I do that, I won't be able to show you. And I'll probably think about my designer replication outfit. That's another thing. But the bag, maybe the laptop bag, I might think about doing next, because I've got the clip I need and I've got the hardware and everything, so maybe the bag might be my next make. It probably would have been boxer shorts for Alfie, but I just can't find my kit. So yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. So it's going to be a few England crafts today, because obviously it might be all over. Obviously, if England do end up winning, I might make something commemorative to mark that occasion. But if they don't win, we'll forget about it and we'll move on. So yeah, it'd be nice to make a memento, wouldn't it, if they do win, something to keep and date it and put, you know, winners and things. So yeah, we'll think about that, depending on the outcome of the result today. So thank you so much for joining me so far on my episode 3 of Sew and Tell. And I'll see you in the next bit. Maybe I'll show you what I made, you know, England related, even if it's not sewing. So anyway, I'll see you in the next bit. Bye. Right, welcome back. Now, I had to watch what the final part of the last bit of my video was, because I couldn't quite remember where I left you. And I realised I was talking about England were going to be playing. So You might know that England didn't win. Yeah, so I wasn't all that surprised. I was absolutely delighted that they came to the final, and I wasn't going to be disappointed, because I kind of psyched myself up for that was going to be the result. But it would have been, the icing on the cake, wouldn't it, if they won? But never mind. But on the plus side, I haven't got to make a commemorative thing, have I? I can just carry on with whatever I'd got going on. So this video, it's going to be a bit short and sweet. It is now Tuesday the 13th. But I know what kind of week I've got ahead of me, and I just don't think I'm going to get any more filming done, or I might not get anything made. So I'm going to kind of like finish it off here and just show you what's been going on. So I have had things arrive that I'm going to show you, and have been tinkering around. Now, quite some time ago, I ordered some fabric from Minerva, and it actually got lost. But I had to make a claim, and they said, do you want a refund, or do you want it sent to you? And I wanted it sent. And this fabric, it is some kind of jersey, and it's got like glitter in it, and I don't know how much it, when on the tags it doesn't give you all that much information actually. But I did share it. I've got a Minerva account. It's a bit like a social account, and I think I'm called Claire Who Makes Things on there. I actually shared when I purchased this, and it will be on my feed, and you can actually click on it and have a look if you want to look at it in greater detail. And I can't even remember how much of it I ordered, but I kind of ordered this thinking ahead for like Christmas kind of thing, like silvery, glittery. So I don't have plans to use this just yet. It's just getting ahead, ready for like nice, Christmassy makes. Sorry about that. And this was all before I was watching Christmas in July, so my head is often thinking about Christmas. So something I did sew, I basically, do you know my second dark stripy sunny dress? This sunny dress, I've made 4 of them. I wasn't entirely happy with the collar on my second stripy one, so I cut it off, reapplied a new one, and then it was too small. I just couldn't get it to fit. So then I've ended up doing another one. I've not totally finished off the raw edge, because I didn't end up applying this one with the overlocker, but I've just reapplied the collar, and I have wore it, but just without it being on, the raw edges curl out. But I just need to finish those off. And does it look any better? It doesn't look much better than when I first applied the collar, in all honesty. I just feel like here it just stands up a little bit there, but I have absolutely pulled the life out of the collar when I've been applying it, but it just hasn't done it on my other sunny dresses. So it must just be this fabric, I've actually, it shouldn't really be standing up, because I've like absolutely tugged it with all my might, and I fitted it to a size kind of thing, but it's wearable. So, and what it is the same as one of my other sunny dresses I made, but this one's got the dipped hem, and it's a little bit longer, so I can kind of wear this in the daytime. I actually wore it yesterday, so yeah, I've been quite busy. Yesterday afternoon, what did I do? I went out and bought shopping and things in the morning. I've got everybody at home. My eldest son, he was out for a little bit, but yeah, I've got mainly everybody at home, but everybody's at home today apart from my husband, who'll be back in a bit. And then my youngest son, he said his controller for his Xbox wasn't working properly, and we've got cover on his controller. So my husband took our eldest son and his car to get something looked at, come back. Then we went out and we went to Game. There's a computer shop called Game, and we got there and it wasn't there anymore. Just a homeless person sleeping in the doorway, and looked like maybe maybe a member of the police speaking to them. We're like, where is it? So it's actually now inside a sports shop, which is just outside of the centre. So we stopped. We just thought, well, we're going to have to pay for 2 hours parking now anyway because we're here. So we just sat and had a little drink in Costa, the three of us, and then we walked back to the car and had to pay for the 2 hours parking. Even though, and all we did was basically find out game wasn't there, went and had a little drink in Costa, and I nipped to the toilet. Surprise, surprise, as I normally do. And and we left, and then we had to drive over to this sports shop and try and find game inside, and it took a while. And then and it took us right up to coming back and having dinner then. So it's been a little bit crazy. And why you're probably thinking I'm finishing my video, it's just I've got a lot going on. Tomorrow afternoon I'm actually meeting up with some friends that I probably haven't seen for like 2 years because of everything that's gone on and everything. So we're meeting up, and we're going to have a little bit of lunch. So I'm going to make sure I've fed the family. My husband will be here, and I'm going to nip out and have lunch with a couple of friends, which is really nice. I just can't wait to see them. It's going to be just absolutely lovely. And then Thursday, I'm going to be skating, and my eldest son has got a scan at the hospital. So we've got a lot going on. Friday evening, I know I'm going to yoga. And then we're going to my in-laws again Saturday. I just can't really see much sewing going on, in all honesty. That's why I've decided to finish this video now, but obviously I'll just show you things that are in the pipeline. So what have I done here? Let's have a look. So I've printed this out. It's actually a free pattern. It wasn't black slate patterns like I first thought. It's actually Melly Sews, but Melly Sews is a part of black slate patterns. But Melly Sews, this is a free pattern, but you have to subscribe to her, and then you get an email on a Friday with a password, as you can't access the patterns. And it's a 3-part. I haven't stuck it together yet, and basically it's a vest top. Now I'm not going to make it. Basically it's a vest top that you put woven bias binding around. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing all mine in jersey, but that's what I'm going to do with that stripy jersey that I showed you, to try and do that recreation outfit from the Vogue, right? So that is that. I don't know what that pattern is called. I don't know. Just a vesty top. If I find out more, I'll let you know. So that is in the pipeline. So I fixed up my top again, and something going. I haven't started my bag yet. You know, the laptop bag that I was telling you about. Haven't started that. So Essential was having a pattern sale, and I ordered some patterns, and I don't even remember what I ordered, and I haven't got them out yet, so bear with me, I'll just open it. I couldn't remember what they were actually. So one is a simplicity pattern, and it's the S9135, and I think it's made in jersey, and I think I ordered that because I thought, well, it's because there was a sale on, but I thought that looks quite different, doesn't it? So yes, that is nice, right? Then this one, right, I can guess why I ordered this. Now, do you remember I showed you a shop bought beach shirt kind of thing I bought from River Island, and I really liked the front of it. I think that's what attracted me to this. It's the Simplicity S9102, and look at the line drawings of that to start with. That's probably the one I'll go for. Like, if I'd have looked at that dress, I would not thought, oh yes, I want to make that. But little shorter sleeve, shorter version, yes, definitely. That's definitely me, isn't it, I think? Now, I don't know what I was thinking here. Right, this is a 1950s vintage pattern. but it's like a vintage one redone, I presume. It's a Simplicity, and it's the 8139, and it's basically a little, I think it was classed as like a swim or a beach thing. It's like a cover up and a little thing underneath. It's quite saucy looking, actually. Isn't it quite nice, isn't it? So yeah, it does look a bit beach holiday. I could see me being on a nice holiday abroad with a tan in that. Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it? So I don't know when I'll make these things, and I haven't got any holidays planned, but it was a really good pattern sale that was on, so that's why I stocked up on some patterns. Now, I think I was ordering something from Amazon and I wanted to get the free saver delivery, so I popped a pattern in and I ordered the bob woven pant, and they're quite, I don't know, I'm not sure about these. It's one of those, you think, oh, I might look hideous in those, that they might look all stick out and like jodhpurs or something, but there was something that just attracted me to this, the bob pants. And I've actually seen versions of these on Instagram, and they look a lot bigger. They look a bit more slimmer looking on that picture, but they look massive. Right, I'm just double checking, is this the last thing? Oh, this is such a miserable thing to end on, right? But it's what we sometimes need. I've bought a box. Now this is just a snippet of them. I think there's 50 in the box. Cardboard folders for just filing patterns away, because I found I've got a few things printed out now and they're just kind of building up on me. For example, that vest, that's one thing, that is just a snippet of things. And there's this, there was this headband I've not pieced together yet, that was free. That was on the Ellie and Mac. Those Ellie and Mac free sock patterns, they're still sitting there. So yeah, I've got lots of filing and organising to do. So it's not always about the fun stuff and sewing, is it? So, and also, what have I been doing? Yeah, in the evening, I've been sitting looking at a book. I purchased a pattern drafting book. I think the book's called Pattern Drafting. So I'm just flicking through, looking through that in the evenings at the moment. So yeah, that's rather interesting. So yeah, that's what's going on. I haven't found the kit for Alfie's boxer shorts, but in all honesty, I haven't really been spending any time in here. The last time I was in here was probably when I was chatting to you, and I've probably popped in and out getting things or popping things in here, and that's about it. Right, welcome back. Now this is actually the final part of my video. It is now Thursday the 15th of July and it's 7:05. Yeah, 7:05. And the reason I've popped on is because a few things have gone on in here since I think I was seemed a bit like grim on the sewing front when I last filmed. But my husband has popped out with our eldest son. He's taking him on a driving lesson. I don't know if I've told you in my videos, but my son has got a car now, and he's only had like a couple of lessons, but he's had a car so he can have a bit of practice. I did share it on social media, so that's nice. Yeah, it's been a bit of an eventful day actually. I will get to the sewing kind of things in a moment, but I went ice skating this morning and I hadn't been on the ice very long. And I went to go into a spin and I just don't know what happened, but I just lost my balance and I ended up coming down quite hard, just on the bottom kind of my back area. But I think I can feel like the odd twinge and a bit of a discomfort, but I think I've kind of got away with it. I think it could have been a lot worse actually, but when it happened, I got off and I did a few stretches and I did a few neck exercises and I had ibuprofen when I got home. So yeah, I think I've got away with it actually, so I've been quite lucky. And then this afternoon we took our eldest son, to have a scan, because for some reason after he had his operation he got a call. Even though he didn't have an op on his kidney, he got a call to say he needs to have a scan on his kidney, and they have found something. They want a second opinion. So it's been a bit bit of a funny old day anyway, but but he's all happy and he's off with his with dad. Well, his dad, my husband. And it's not really nice sunshine and things. Anyway, back to sewing, right? Now, what has happened in here? Now, I used to keep my embroidery machine on a desk in here. And then when I had a new printer, it was having trouble reaching the wireless, which the router's in here. So what I ended up doing is moving my embroidery machine into the conservatory and bringing the printer in its place. But it's been a bit of a nightmare because sometimes I don't do like embroidery very often. That not my free motion embroidery, the embroidery when it does it for you. So but what's quite nice is when I'm doing like poppy to fry, clubs and things, it's quite nice to have my sewing one machine set up for free motion and then have one set up for sewing, so you can kind of go back and forth without changing it over every time. So what I was doing is I was still doing that. I was using my embroidery machine to sew on, because it's one you can convert in the conservatory, just going from room to room. But the thing is, the conservatory is going to be knocked down at some point, so I'm not going to be able to have any sewing in there, and actually my cover stitch machine is in there. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare when eventually that conservatory gets knocked down, because everything's got to come back in here. So I've had a bit of a tidy round in here. So I've moved the printer up onto a shelf up here, which you can't see from here, and I've had to move lots of things around, but I had to do a lot of tidying as I went. So I did loads and loads of filing. Those folders I showed you? And and actually I had a little bit of fun. Actually, I used some of my brush pens and I got a little bit fancy with some of the writing, so it was a good way to practice my calligraphy. I know I haven't mentioned my calligraphy for a while, but it's always good to keep it up. But while I was tidying up, I actually found these bits I couldn't find for Alfie's boxer shorts and the badge and things. So I've actually opened the package, and it comes with a little booklet on how you make them and a pattern, which I've just cut out actually before I started filming. So I think I might be making them I might start making them when I finish filming, unless maybe I'll do my editing. Maybe do my editing at the same time as this. Actually, I don't think I'll have to do too much editing because my video is so short. I might be able to just leave it and not cut too many things out. So actually I was going to end my video, wasn't I? So I've had to cut a bit off because I said goodbyes and things, and obviously I haven't gone. And these are the bits for Alfie's boxer shorts. So yes, I'm going to be making those in a moment, and I might even use this big pattern to cut some lacy ones out in that size and just to see what they look like, because I've got loads of this to play with. Now, things I forgot to show you, right? I can't find it right. This is what I wanted to show you. Now, I don't think I showed it you actually. It's a company called Sew to Grow, and it's basically called the Fashion Multi-Tool, and it's imperial measurements. It's a point turner, a French curve, mitres corners, seam gauge and marker buttonholes. And it's an Australian company, and basically I got this from, it used to be called a Chanda TV, it's now called the Craft Store. And the reason I got it, because I thought, well, normally you'd have to get these shipped over from the other side of the world, and I thought, well, while they're here, order one. And I love a ruler, I've got a collection of rulers here. So I'll let you know what I think of that when I eventually get to use it. I did order a couple of patterns from Create and Craft when House of Alistair was on, and even though it's not my kind of thing, he was demonstrating the geisha, and I'm a little bit mad for Japanese things at the moment, and a geisha is like a Japanese or Chinese, like lady, and I know my husband's mentioned a geisha, and then while I was on there, I saw he'd got another pattern, the kimono, and I think what I really like is the black edging on them. I think that's what sways it. So I don't think I've got any kind of fabric that's suitable to make those, but I think they're nice to have, you know, sitting there ready for when I want them. And has anything else been going on? So basically just that. So I've moved my sewing machine back in here, the printer's now up there, I've done loads and loads of filing. All those things I've printed and filed, I've just shoved with my rulers at the moment, because oh, what's this one? There's a couple more things I could file there. So yes, that's what's going on. And boxer shorts, so obviously you're not going to see those in this video, but you'll see some little nice cute animal boxer shorts, and then I'll probably work on my bag. And as it happens now, I'm not going over to my in-law Saturday evening, but they might be popping here, so yeah, and then we'll pop into them next weekend. So I'll have seen my my in-laws 3 weekends in a row on Saturdays. So yes, that's how it goes sometimes. So anyway, what is that it? Yeah, I think that's it for now. So I did mention the Festival of Quilts, but I think I have cut that bit out now. I got it into my head it was this weekend, but it's actually the weekend, and I'm going to a family wedding that weekend. So if I do go to Festival of Quilts, I'll have to think about when I'm going to get to go. You know, I don't know if I'm definitely going to go yet, because I just don't know. I just don't know if it's going to be a bit of a flop. It all depends. I don't mind, obviously the businesses mind, I don't mind if there's not a lot of guests, but I want the exhibitors to be there, and I know of 2 of my favourite exhibitors aren't going to be there. Having said this, one exhibitor I buy from all the time, and another one I buy from, but I never buy when I'm at the show usually, but I normally have a little chat with them. So yeah, I normally, when I go to the craft shows, I've always got like lots of people to say hello to, and people like recognise me, because not from doing this, just because I go to a lot of shows in my area, and people are like, oh hello, they might not know my name, but they kind of recognise my face, like you again, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'd really like, if I go this time, I want to play with sewing machines. I want to see if I was to ever get a new machine, what would I get, you know, because when you've got a machine that kind of does things, you know, it's got thread cutter, decent needle, threader, stop and start, you know, needle up, needle down, thread cutter, do you know what I'm saying? But I must admit, the idea of jewel feed, it is tempting. It is tempting, but I'm kind of thinking, do you know, with how technology is advancing at a rapid rate, I think, you know, I don't know if jewel feed machines are quite expensive at the moment. I think they might come down in price. I think they'll all jump on the bandwagon, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's one of those. So yeah, so it's not until the end of the month, the Festival of Quilts anyway, so not this weekend, which I'm quite pleased about. But yeah, I'll just have to make sure. I'd have to go in the weekdays. I don't think I could do the weekend because of obviously the wedding and everything. yeah, it wouldn't be ideal. So anyway, I'm going to go. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Sew and Tell. I hope that you've seen something you liked. I hope you liked seeing, I'm just trying to think what I've shown you now. What I did with my square neck top, my lace front and things. And I will make it another square neck top. And I must admit, I really like that tiny little version of the square neck top. So I am tempted to do a full bust adjustment on it. And somebody, I don't know if it was Gina, was saying that you wouldn't gain any extra bit here for doing full bust adjustment. But I'm not sure how you do full bust adjustment, Gina. But the way I do it, where I put all the slits in, it always gives you extra width down the bottom. The way I do it, I haven't ever seen a way that doesn't add width to the bottom of the garment. But I could always taper it back in, work out where it was and taper it back in again, couldn't I? So yeah, I don't know if that's something I'm going to be doing in the near future, because I really want to get that bag done this month. So I've got all month, but it is the 15th, so I've only got half a month left. So yeah, and I'm going to a wedding, and then I was thinking, oh, should I be making something to wear to this wedding? But I went to a wedding not last year, the year before, and we didn't get to stay for very long because we were going on holiday early hours of the morning, so we didn't stay for all of the evening. And it was a family wedding, but my husband's side, this is on my side. So, and I didn't even have a photograph taken. Like, often I go to these do's and I never have a photograph taken. So nobody's really seen it, nor nobody online has seen this dress. So I could wear it again. I'll have to have a dig through and try it on and have a look. So yes, that's what's going on at the moment. I'm trying to think, what else did you see? You just saw a lot of buys. I can't remember. Did I make much? Oh, I made the French knickers, didn't I, for Ottiline? So yeah, so I'm still in pant mode for animals at the moment, aren't I? So yeah, so hopefully I'm going to get some sewing done now, and hopefully some more next week. So thank you so much for joining me for another episode, and I'm going to leave you with a little snippet actually of one of my cat's buttons at the very end. The screen might get a bit smaller. My husband is actually doing the started doing the prep work for the decking down by the garden room. Unfortunately, the decking is not going to come until the middle of August, so we're just going to have this frame with no decking on it. But you know, what will be will be. So what was happening is there's some membrane down, and the legs that you see are my eldest son's, and it was just what Buttons was doing while we were all down there. So thank you so much again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Doesn't he look gorgeous?